Welcome to Olivia's Blooms. If you are new to my channel, I'm gardening in Charlottesville, Virginia, Zone 7B. I'm a home gardener who loves growing my own cut flowers and home decor with a focus on sustainable, regenerative, and eco-friendly practices. But most importantly, I'm here to support, share with, and learn from other gardeners, so I hope you will join me in growing this amazing gardening community. Hey guys, welcome back to Olivia's Blooms. I have some gorgeous stuff behind me because today I'm going to be making a wildflower inspired arrangement. Now, I don't typically make arrangements that have a lot of airiness and movement and wildness. I try to incorporate a little bit of that in, but I thought this would be a good way to kind of stretch my creativity a little bit, and I know those types of arrangements are very popular right now. Another reason I'm making this arrangement today is I had a florist reach out who was looking for some stems that had that wildflower look. I also had a neighbor give me some of her blooming arugula, and I have to show you what it looks like. And so I've got all these beautiful materials. I figured whatever I don't sell to the florist, I'm gonna use for my arrangement today. So let me show you what I have and what vase I'm gonna be using. My daughter got me this vase for the holidays, and I thought the natural wood would just be the perfect base for a beautiful spring wildflower look. And these are all spring flowers. So we are here in very early April, and so I still think we can get the wildflower look, even though wildflowers typically people think summer wildflowers, but there's a lot of beautiful things that we can use. So what I picked for the florist, and what I'll use also, whatever she doesn't take, I have some of these silverberry branches, and this is a beautiful color. Let me see if I can get one out to show you up close. So what I love about these is the silver color contrasted with this dark stem, and it has these tiny little white flowers, and they smell pretty sweet. It's not a strong smell, but it's a nice smell. Now, I picked a bunch of these that were very open, but those aren't gonna last long. I'm not gonna sell those to the florist. I can use those myself. But what I did pick also were a bunch that just have buds. And you can see the buds here, and those should open up in the vase and last longer. So I have these flowering branches, and then native here in Virginia, I foraged some red bud branches, and these are also about to blow open. You can see the beautiful, even the buds themselves are stunning, but they're also gonna open up into these tiny pink little flowers. You can see they're just about to open up now. That'll be the base of the arrangement. Now these, I'm not going to be selling to the florist because I don't know anything about the vase life of these. This is arugula, but I wanted you to see the really interesting petals. They have a brownish maroon striation, and I think just the coolest color, and look at the shape of these spikes, definitely gives a wildflower vibe. And I love the smell too. For those of you familiar with arugula, it almost smells nutty to me, but I just think these would be a perfect addition to any wildflower bouquet. So I'm gonna use these in mine, and we'll see. I'm gonna give them a test to see how long of a vase life they have. I also have just a few double daffodils left. Here I have a bunch of hellebores, and these honestly I think are going to be the star of the show. I probably won't have any of these left. If I were the florist, I'd be buying all of these. Look at that lime green pink with the speckled center. I have a whitish green one, and I have a couple others. Look at this lime green hellebore. I also picked some Pulmonaria, and these are not typically seen in arrangements because they kind of flop, But to me, that gives them that extra wildflowery look, especially around the edges of an arrangement. And they have beautifully colored flowers. So I'm excited, and look at the leaves themselves are also beautiful. So I'm excited to use these. I've got a lot of them. You can see here. To me, that just screams wildflower. I've got a few tulips left. I'm gonna save this one for myself because it has a little bit of damage on it, but there's some double pinks, some double purples left. I also have some stems of leucogem. Sweet, beautiful little bells. They almost look like lily of the valley, but on really tall stems. And lastly, I have some woodland phlox, which is this very bright pastel-y purpley blue color. I have violas, and you guys, I'm getting such long stems on my violas. And I'm loving tucking them into these spring arrangements. They just give that little spring touch of sweetness. And then lastly, I have, again, that silvery texture. I have some sage, and this smells as good as it looks. So I think there's enough here to make a pretty nice looking wildflower arrangement. So I'm gonna check back in once my florist has a chance to visit, and we'll see what's left and go from there. All right, I just met with a beautiful local florist, and she took a lot of my things, which is great. I'm really happy about it, but I still have some beautiful things left. They're a little bit damaged, so I didn't feel comfortable selling them, but I'm still gonna love them, and I think they're gonna look beautiful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with, let me face you guys down a little bit more. I'm gonna start with these branches, and you can see the buds on these. They are gonna open up beautifully, and they're going to look like this when they open up, and the fragrance is beautiful. But these are a little bit too far gone, and they're dropping a lot of their buds. So I'm gonna use these ones that are still a little bit closed. And I'm not using a frog in this or any kind of chicken wire because the mouth of the vase is a little bit too small, but I can create, I think, enough of a structure with these big branches that I shouldn't need one. And I'm really going for some wild movement here. I'm gonna cut this one a little bit shorter. It's a little long. Let me get my snips. And for woody stems like this, I'm gonna cut up the center to help this stem stay hydrated. And that one's still a little bit tall, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work because I really would like that height right there in the middle. Okay, next I'm gonna add these beautiful arugula flowers. These, look at the stems on these. They have nice, strong, long stems, but I don't think I'm gonna quite need this stem length. But I am going to try and leave as much of this structure you can see here because again, that will serve as somewhat of a frog for the other flowers to nestle into. And I'm just gently placing them around. It's such an earthy, incredible smell. I'm gonna start bringing you guys up because this is getting bigger as we speak, but this is a really nice framework for the last few flowers that I have. All right, look at that. That in and of itself would be stunning. Now I have some of these Pulmonaria flowers and I just kind of liked the way they drooped, and I wanted to have them sort of cascading down over the side here, because this one is all about natural, wildflowery free looks. So, oops, one of the woodland phlox got in there. So I'm gonna see if I can get that sort of just to cascade like that. Yes, I love that. Next, I have some hellebores that got a little bit brown. You can barely see it, but they got a little bit brown here in my cooler, so I didn't feel comfortable selling them, but I think they're gonna look stunning right here. And I don't even mind that they're facing down because, again, it's part of that wildflower look. And same with this. Look at this stunner. A little bit of browning on the tips, but that's not going to stop my enjoyment of this flower. I want this one to go right here. And then I have this purple tulip for just a pop of color. Again, little damage here, but I love it. Doesn't bother me one bit. I'm gonna have this one maybe a little bit lower and over here. I'm gonna pop in my last 3 daffodils, which are gonna open up over the next few days and add some nice fluffy texture and some scent. And I've already conditioned these, so they shouldn't affect the base life of any of these flowers that are in here now. I'm just tucking them in. Can't wait till these open up. They're gonna be so pretty. I have one anemone, purple, that I will tuck in right here, just so that at the base of all this airiness, you'll see some color and some texture opening up. And then the last 3 things I have here, they're a little bit droopy, a little bit finicky, but I still think they're gonna add the nice little airy touch, and that's these woodland phlox. So I'm gonna put these over here so that they can sort of nod their head over to the left here. All right, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Let me show you guys a close-up. Here's the final look, and I don't know, I might be a convert now. I love this wildflower look, and this was made with, you know, the imperfect flowers from my garden, but I feel like that adds to the beauty of it. That was so much fun. I hope I inspired you to go out and pick some unique wildflowers from your spring garden and make an arrangement. And I hope you guys had as much fun in my garden with me today as I did. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick sneak peek of what this looks like. It is now several days later and the daffodils have opened up beautifully and it's still looking fresh. There's definitely some little things falling here and there from the arugula, but it is not stopping my enjoyment, and now it even smells beautiful as well as looking beautiful.